Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Visit Treads & Care Tire Company's new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for over 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair and top-notch customer service.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Hello and welcome as we start today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Here's hoping all is well with you and yours and your little slice of heaven since the last opportunity we had to spend a little time with you and yours. We start today's show as we typically do with Louisiana news and a couple of incidents that are really telling about where we're heading as a society. You know, typically, when you talk about crime, and particularly juveniles and deadly crime, illegal guns, shootings, things of that nature, many of us by habit typically think, well, that only happens in big cities. Well, Eunice, Louisiana, in St. Landry Parish, my late mother and grandmother's hometown, if you've ever been there, the last time I was in Eunice, I want to say a couple of years ago, I drove through the city and said to myself, wow, Eunice is getting big now. They've got 4 red lights in the city. That's the size town that we're talking about. And of course, you know, by now maybe they've got 5 or 6 red lights in the whole city. But typically, that's not a place you think of with the juvenile crime problem. Well, this week, a 14-year-old shot and wounded on a street corner. The same 14-year-old was shot twice in a span of 2 months. And last year, the same 14-year-old hospitalized for a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Police say that they are searching for Xavier Bernard Watson in response to the latest shooting. What I found different is the response from the police chief in Eunice, Louisiana, Chief Randy Fontenot, issuing the following statement that you can probably expect the woke crowd to come after him because of his statement. Fact of the matter is, he just told the truth. It reads as follows. The recent shootings in our city, except for one, are all connected. The suspects in one shooting are the victims in the next shooting. It's a continuous cycle. 2 factions, which have now evolved into smaller sub-factions, are at war with each other. It's like the battle of the good and the evil, except the evil are battling the evil. They've turned on themselves. Evil always turns on itself. These children with guns are the product of a society that has discouraged discipline and called it cruelty and abuse. They were told it's wrong to pray at school or in public, but not taught to pray at home. They are raised on violent video games that teach if you're killed, you hit the restart button and are given new life. They're allowed to listen to music, if you call it that endorses rape, murder, violence, drugs, and thievery. Society fills their heads with all this and questions why these children lead the life they live, when in fact we sow evil, we reap evil. We obviously have different gods. Mine doesn't condone what society teaches and allows. Until society changes, we can't expect change in the behavior of our product, our children. Preach, Chief. Preach, son. It's a sad commentary that we've arrived at this point. And again, I will not be surprised in the least if the woke crowd goes after Chief Randy Fontenot for simply telling the truth. A 14-year-old shot twice in 2 months, and less than a year ago, suffering a self-inflicted gunshot wound in Eunice, Louisiana, of all places. Of course, now, lest you get it twisted, it's not just small towns. It's pretty much any and everywhere these days. Fortunately, the latest incident out of New Orleans did not result in a tragedy that was simply waiting to happen. Have you heard this story yet? Police in New Orleans are looking for a 21-year-old suspect. Detectives from the St. Bernard Parish Sheriff's Department said 21-year-old Jonathan Perkins of New Orleans was in a car stolen from Chalmette. After stealing the car and taking off in the car, later realized there's a 1-year-old in the back seat. So what did he do? Pulls over on the side of the road and dumps the 1-year-old child on side of the road. You heard me right. Later on, he abandoned the vehicle, and fortunately, Brian Stewart, got to give a tip of the hat to Mr. Stewart, saw the child on side of the road saying, quote, "I was just riding heading to the landfill. I saw an object on the side of the road. As I got closer, I thought maybe it was a baby doll or something. I realized it was a real person there. I pulled on side of the road, walked back. The baby started crawling toward me. I called 911. As I was walking toward him, an officer was taking an exit, and I flagged him down." To dump a 1-year-old child on the side of a busy road, no concern for that child's life whatsoever, should speak volumes to us. You know, I guess it would take an individual with some sort of conscience to say, yeah, I'm involved in the midst of a criminal act right now, but the fact of the matter is, there's a 1-year-old here. Didn't take the time to drop the child off at a business, at someone's home, on the front door, whatever. You leave a 1-year-old on the side of a busy highway. I can only hope that whenever this person is apprehended, that they'll make an example out of this clown. For Mr. Stewart's part, this is my Louisiana. Quote, I would expect anybody to do the same thing. I was not about to leave that child there. I did what anyone else would do. I don't know if it's possible to find out, understanding how so many of us, when we drive, we are no conscious of anything other than the front of our car. But it would be interesting to find out how many cars actually passed that child before Mr. Stewart, paying attention, saw the child, pulled over, and rendered aid. I understand full well, in today's hectic pace of life, you're doing what you do. The last thing you expect is to see a 1-year-old on side of the road that you're speeding down. So I guess I have to understand that there were people that may have passed and said to themselves, did I see what I thought I saw? No, it couldn't have been. Had to be a baby doll or something. I couldn't have witnessed a 1-year-old on side of a busy highway. Fortunately for that child and the child's family, Mr. Stewart did what he would expect any of us to do. I can only hope that he was the first person to pass that child. I can only hope that the motoring public, so focused on whatever it is they were focused on at the time, did not see that child. But that was something that could have had such a horrific end that I don't even want to think anymore about that. Again, law enforcement is asking that if any of you know the whereabouts of 21-year-old Jonathan Perkins of New Orleans, please give them a call. I mean, it's bad enough that you would steal someone's personal property, but to place a 1-year-old on side of the freaking road is lower than a snake's belly. I know y'all probably hadn't heard that one in a while, but this guy fits the bill. First break of today's show. When we come back, I'm going to show you that I'm fair. I believe in giving credit where credit is due, even when it's people that I probably never agree with. We'll talk about that when we continue today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing.
You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
The Mazda CX-50. Confident on- and off-road performance and intelligently designed utility inside and out.
The all-new Mazda CX-50 has arrived and is on sale right now at Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, gang. Clarence Bugs here, inviting you to come by Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, where we tape the show live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 o'clock. Come by and feast on news, sports, current events, love of God and country, and lots of common sense, along with some of the best barbecue anywhere on the planet. 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Old School Barbecue, home of the Clarence Bugs Show.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bugs Show. You know, I have prided myself over the years in being fair, understanding that as a black conservative, there are gobs of issues that I'm on the opposite side, conventional wisdom would say, from other people of color. That's just a part of life. I accept that. But I also believe in giving credit where credit's due. Even if it is giving credit to someone that I am 180 degrees ideologically opposite of, as in New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell. I will be the first to admit that Mayor Cantrell and I don't agree on a whole lot of stuff. She's extremely liberal, I'm extremely conservative, so it only stands to reason that we won't see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. But recently, the mayor came out showing her utter disgust for an incident that happened in the city. And in an effort to be fair, I got to give her credit for standing up. This story speaks volumes about what we have become as a society. Recently, Cassandra Jones was murdered by an ex-boyfriend, B.J. Brown, the same idiot that after murdering this woman in broad daylight on a public street, fled to Tennessee, ended up shooting a law enforcement officer there. Here's the rub in this story. Someone took video on their cell phone of the murder. The video shows this woman on the ground, writhing in pain after being shot, and then shows B.J. Brown walk up to her with a rifle and shoot her twice. The video was then posted on social media. Instead of the individual watching this horrific murder unfold, instead of calling 911, they film it and then post it on social media. Mayor Cantrell, at a press conference talking about increased security for the upcoming Essence Festival, was pretty much livid, saying, quote, "My 14-year-old daughter sent the video to me, so I'm talking with her." Meanwhile, the chief there, Chief Ferguson, likewise was appalled, calling out citizens who take the time to record something instead of taking the time to call law enforcement. Quote, "We have to check our mental status as a society. When we ask for any and all evidence, we want to get it to further our investigation. But when we're video recording an incident and then posting it on social media, I think it's disrespectful to the families. They're recording instead of calling 911. And we have to move beyond that. We have to get help to those in distress." Listen, y'all, I understand today's society being what today's society is, and how we have allowed our thinking to become warped. Wow, you know how many likes I'll get? You know how many views I'll get with this video, that video, the other video? For God's sake, this woman is dead. And before or instead of calling 911, you take the time to post it to social media? I mean, it would be a different thing, and Chief Ferguson pointed this out. It would be a different thing if you recorded it and the first thing you did was to forward the video to the NOPD, saying, "I just witnessed a murder. I want to get this video in your hands as soon as possible so that you can get this idiot off our streets." But instead, you post it to social media. Just imagine, if you will, you're on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and you stumble across a video, and it's your mother murdered. You stumble across a video, it's your aunt murdered. You stumble across a video, it's a loved one murdered, and posted on freaking social media. I often wonder if we have allowed the top to come off the box so far that we won't be able to get it back on again. For anyone that posted this video on social media instead of calling law enforcement, you are an embarrassment to the human race. You are an embarrassment to our species. To think that someone would care so little about the feelings of other people, to think they would care so little about the feelings of the family of this murdered woman than to post it on social media. And obviously, if you do something like this, you don't see anything wrong with it. It makes you wonder not only where we're heading as a society, but how long it's going to be before we hit rock bottom. Now, that being said, there are still some good people, lest you think all of us are idiots and have lost our freaking minds. Got to give a tip of the hat to Jacob Crawford. Jacob Crawford is employed by Entergy. And recently, Mr. Crawford and a coworker were on their way back from a job when they saw a car stop all of a sudden, abruptly. A woman jumps out of the driver's seat of the car and is trying to get her child out of the back seat. Mr. Crawford realized at that time, this woman's in distress. Something wrong is going on here. So instead of pulling out his cell phone and shooting video, he pulls over to see if there's something he can do to help. He ends up seeing that the woman's child is choking to death. So he quickly moves in, performs the Heimlich maneuver, and saves this child's life. Quote, "I held the baby up and gave her a huge hug, and then gave her back to her mom. And then we all hugged." Way to go, Mr. Crawford. Jacob, you are the man, sir. You are the man. And just to think how easy it would have been for him to say, what in the world's wrong with this crazy woman? Stopping in the middle of the road, drive around her and go on about his business. But instead, Jacob Crawford let his humanity take over. He saw what obviously was a woman in distress. And instead of going on his merry way or taking out the cell phone, hoping to get some video for some likes and some clicks, he decided to do something about it. Entergy, I don't know what type of employment he has. I have no idea what you're paying the man. But you need to give him a raise. You need to give this guy a raise. And say what you will. Yeah, but now, Clarence, you just said that he did what you hoped anybody would do. Well, hope is one thing. Doing is something else. I only hope that they reward him accordingly, because, yeah, you're in the business of making sure people have electricity this time of year, making sure we have, thank you, Jesus, air conditioning. But this guy went above and beyond, something he didn't have to do, and he saved the life of a child. You're the man, Jake. No two ways about it. I'm acting like I know the guy. Now I'm calling him Jake. Jacob, job well done, sir. Job well done. We're coming up on the bottom of the hour break. When we come back, I want to talk about these people that are living on another planet. They have to be. To think the way they think and say what they say, they've got to be living on another planet. Either that or they are liberals. We'll talk about that when we continue today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Hi, I'm Katie, Operation Manager here at Old School Barbecue. We're excited about all of the changes here at Old School, and we'd like to invite everyone to come out and enjoy some delicious barbecue at Old School prices. We feature brisket, chicken, ribs, sausage, and the Boss Hog pulled pork sandwich voted best deal in town. We also have live music Friday and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. We can't wait to see you.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with The Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Caught spiders. Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. If you are not with us heading into the preceding commercial break, you obviously are not aware that this segment deals with what planet are these people on? We have watched in recent memory as Democrats have regained control in the House of Representatives and the White House. We've watched all sorts of things take a nosedive. And the old adage comes to mind when talking about this: are you going to believe me or your lying eyes? I know you see what you think you see, but it's not really what you see. You start to wonder, are they this stupid? Do they think I'm this stupid? Or is it some combination of both? Marty says both. Add to that, maybe they're just living on a different planet. For example, I don't know how many of you have been watching the polls lately, but black voters, Democrats, are running away from the Democrat Party like nobody's business. Black folks are waking up and realizing, wait a minute, this is not what we voted for. And of course, the policies implemented by the Biden-Harris administration, we already know who these policies have hurt the most. Here's a hint. So recently, the chairwoman of the Congressional Black Caucus, Representative Joyce Beatty from Ohio, was questioned about how Joe Biden's policies and how the decimation of America's economy, how this is all going to figure in to the midterms. And of course, they are also questioning now his age and his mental capability. So she was asked, the chairwoman of the Congressional Black Caucus, about his job performance so far and about the concerns that many Democrats have about him running for another term. Take a load of this answer that she gave. Quote, "I'm just concerned that we get to the midterm." Here it comes. "President Biden has done an amazing job. We're here celebrating Juneteenth tonight. And so if you want to talk about President Biden and black Americans, if you thought it couldn't get any more stupid after saying, well, he's done an amazing job, she doubles down. Joe Biden, she says, has employed more black Americans than all the past presidents added up. Lady, you need to make a concerted effort to stop the flow of fentanyl across our southern border because you mistakenly consumed some. Joe Biden, according to the chairwoman of the Congressional Black Caucus, has employed more black people than all the other presidents combined. If that wasn't enough, she continues, it was Joe Biden who signed the Juneteenth legislation on June 17th a year ago. It was Joe Biden that picked a black woman to be his vice president, the one that even Democrats didn't want, the one that has done an amazingly poor job with our southern border, the border czar who was trying to find out the root causes. Then she gets even more stupid. It was Joe Biden that made sure that we have Ketanji Brown Jackson now on the highest court in the land. You talking about that doofus that couldn't define what a woman is? We're supposed to celebrate this? Joe Biden's done an amazing job. He's employed more black people than all the other presidents put together. He gave us Kamala Harris and Ketanji. Are you serious? You know, y'all know me. I'm big on old adages. And you know which one comes to mind listening to this woman. It is often better to be thought a fool and keep your freaking mouth shut than it is to open it and remove all doubt. We're supposed to celebrate the first black vice president. You're talking about the woman with the lowest approval rating of any vice president in history? We're supposed to celebrate the first black woman on the Supreme Court. You're talking about the woman that says she's not a biologist, so she can't define what a woman is? This woman has got to be living on another planet. But she's not alone. She is not alone, not by any stretch of the imagination. This week, after more than 50 people were found dead in an 18-wheeler trying to sneak into this country illegally, the newest lying mouthpiece of the Biden-Harris administration, Karine Jean-Pierre, was asked, does President Biden's policies on a border have anything to do with these people dying, trying to sneak in illegally? You already know where this is going, right? Karine Jean-Pierre then sets the record straight in answer to the question. Her response, does Joe Biden's policies have anything to do with this? Quote, the fact of the matter is the border is closed. Face plant, hold your hand because you want to slap her. The fact of the matter is the border is closed. So last month, when 221,000 people came across that border illegally in 1 month, but the fact of the matter is the border's closed. In the last year, 2.5 million, with an M, have come across our borders illegally. But the fact of the matter is, the border's closed. You know, as a guy who spent decades in the media, I always prided myself at the end of a show being able to say, I told the truth. You may not like it. You may not want to hear it. You may not agree with it. But it's the truth. For this woman to say, with as straight a face as she could, the fact of the matter is, the border is closed. I don't know, I guess being the first gay, black, immigrant press secretary, you get to make up your own facts. The fact of the matter is, the border is closed. Just last month alone, 221,000 people entered this country illegally. But the fact of the matter is, the border's closed. You know, at some point, you have to ask yourself, how stupid do they think we are? About that stupid. Just about that stupid. Every and anybody who's been paying any attention at all knows it is completely out of control at the border. And the best she can offer is, well, the fact of the matter is, the border's closed. If they will lie to your face about something that we can all see, imagine what else they will lie to you about. It ain't going to be the border, because the fact of the matter is, the border's closed. Jane. Y'all will figure it out later. Saturday Night Live. It'll tell you all you need to know. Jane. Final break of today's show. Got news for Karine Jean-Pierre and Representative Joyce Beatty. The polls got some news for y'all. And this is the real fact of the matter. We'll talk about that when we wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats, the flavor says it all.
Treads & Care Tire Company announces its new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair with top-notch customer service. Treads & Care offers the convenience of shuttle service and pickup and delivery of your vehicle. You can also enjoy the comfortable customer area, complete with workstations, high-speed internet, and a complimentary coffee bar.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Treads & Care, the tires you need and the service you want.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystonecountryClub.com.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Welcome back to the final segment of today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Something I forgot to share with you in the last segment, talking about White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre saying that, well, the fact of the matter is the border's closed. I shared with you last month, 1 month alone, 221,000 illegal immigrants coming across our border. She says the border's closed. But last month, with that 221,000, marked the 13th month in a row where at least 150,000 people came across the border every month illegally. 13 months in a row. I guess since the fact of the matter is the border's closed, I guess we should really be grateful that the border's closed. Because if the border were open, just imagine how many people would be walking in here illegally. And, of course, the granola state, California, announcing this week that they are now going to issue food stamps to illegal immigrants and health care to illegal immigrants. Expected to cost the California economy, around $3 billion a year. Is this what you voted for? Now, you've heard me talk about the mainstream media on more than one occasion and how they are pursuing an agenda that is right in line with the Democrat agenda. But every now and then, even they can't pull the wool over your eyes. The Associated Press, commonly called the AP, or as I call them, always propaganda, conducted a poll recently along with the NORC Center for Public Affairs Research. They asked our fellow Americans, is our country headed in the right direction? And they also asked, what do you think about the state of our economy? That must be the white economy, because according to the chairwoman of the Congressional Black Caucus, Joe Biden has employed more black people than all the other presidents combined. So apparently this poll is only dealing with white folks. But I digress. This poll finds 85% of adults think our country is on the wrong track. When is the last time you remember 85% of Americans agreeing on anything? 79% describe the economy as poor. But here's the rub, y'all. Here's the rub. Among Democrats, 67% say the economy is poor. But wait a minute now. Democrats are telling us, well, we're in good shape. I mean, you know, it might be costing you $150 to fill up your car, but we're in good shape. When the AP conducts a poll and tells you 85% of Americans say our country's headed on the wrong track, 79% say the economy is poor, and 67% of Democrats agree. I don't care what Karine Jean-Pierre says about the economy. I care less what Joe Biden, Brandon, says about the economy. And I sure don't give a you-know-what about what the chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus says. Well, we're in good shape. Joe Biden's done an amazing job. We tried to tell you. God knows. Conservatives tried to warn you. And what did we get for our efforts? We got called all sorts of ugly names. Racist. Well, I guess they figure I can't be racist since I'm black, so Uncle Tom. Idiots, science deniers, you name it. We tried to tell you. And look where we are now. I don't know how old you are, but I'll venture a guess. Never in your entire life have you seen our country get damaged this much by such a small group of people this quickly. The Biden-Harris administration has presided over arguably the biggest downturn in our country's history in just a matter of months. Maybe the next time we try to tell y'all what's going to happen, maybe you'll be a little more inclined to listen and analyze it instead of being so quick to call people ugly names. God knows we tried to tell you. We told you over and over and over again what would happen. And yet, if you believe the numbers, 81 million of y'all still ran out and voted Democrat. Here's a question. How's that working out for you? Yeah, just what I thought. Just what I thought. You know, in a country like ours where there are two predominant parties, this is the reason why the media has worked so very hard to keep us at each other's throats. That way, you're so busy being angry and ugly that you never take the time to truly think about, analyze what the other side is telling you. So we now end up with 85% of our fellow Americans saying we're headed down the wrong road. 79% saying the economy is as poor as I've ever seen. And that's 67% of Democrats who agree. I know we can't find out, but it would be nice to know of that 67% of Democrats that say the economy is poor, how many of them called us ugly names when we told them the economy is going to tank if you put Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in charge? Just an observation, my fellow Americans, just an observation. Time's up, and I got to go. But once again, this day, along with 85% of my fellow Americans, I give it to you. You know what? You're right. America, we ain't perfect. But for this old boy's money, it's the best there is. And God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you do realize that he loves you, right? And I hope you know that I do too. Either way, there ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon. God bless.